Alright, CMD Boxing Reports. Yeah, this is Ronell Higg reporting here. And I am back at it for the boxing fanatics. So what's good, team? Alright. Yeah, man. So Omar Figueroa. Or Figueroa. Man, how could I forget this fight? I had thought about this last night. So, I should do a video on this. Like, he also suffered his first loss as well. You know? And I'm like, it said here on boxing scene that this fight was for the number one mandatory or the welterweight title eliminator and everything's WBC, and I think that's for who will be the like opponent for the winner of Sean Porter versus Earl Spence. Yeah, it says it right here. After 12 rounds, all three judges scored the 119, 107 in favor of Ugas, who become the mandatory for the winner of the Earl Spence versus Sean Porter fight. Yeah, so that's what this was. So I'm like, what? Wait a minute. They put Omar Figueroa in the running for this? Did they really think he was going to win? Now, I don't know, man. Maybe they looked at I don't know. You guys as a pushover. I'm talking about the Figueroa team. Then again, as I was watching the fight, they said that yeah, Figueroa, he basically underestimated this kid. This dude was believing his own hype. Figueroa, they said he trained himself for this fight. Like he didn't work with no trainers. You need your trainers to push you. Like they were saying. He was like, I don't need this. I'm gonna do it myself, train myself. And look what happened. My goodness. Man, that boy looked like an amateur. You had people saying he don't even belong at welterweight. He should go back down to lightweight. Yeah, that's how bad he looked in that fight. But then again, man, you guys, man, he'll really make anyone look bad. I mean, you've seen the fight between him and Sean Porter. A lot of people believe you guys won that fight. Usually I'll do the screen record and show you guys what I'm looking at. But I'm just looking at BoxRec and, boxing scene and everything's. I don't know. I don't feel like doing all this editing. Wifey downstairs, she don't have time to edit like she used to. Usually she would do the editing. That's why, I would do it. But get to this right here. Okay, let's stick to this. All right. Yeah, his fight with Sean Porter, that was a split decision loss. Well, a lot of people believes that Ugas had won that fight. But man, in this fight with Figueroa, my goodness, yo. A lot of people was like, man, we can't wait to see him against Spence. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I mean, Omar Figueroa, he made Ugas look, spectacular. Yours than this, Ugas. All right. But look, let's talk about him moving back down to lightweight. Man, it really doesn't matter because a lot of people say he looked too small. He's 5'7.5". Okay. He's around, I think Manny Pacquiao is shorter than that. Okay. Man, it's the skill. Okay. It doesn't matter the height. Floyd Mayweather, he was about this height, although they say Floyd is like 5'8", 5'9". Some people who met him in person say he's way shorter than that. Okay, some people say he's like 5'6". Okay, people say they met Floyd in person. They say that boy's shorter than 5'8" and 5'9". And Manny Pacquiao, okay, he was a little guy too. He was definitely 5'6". It's the skill set, okay, that count. All right, and not the sides. Omar Figueroa done this to himself by not having trainers going into this fight. He wound up in there training himself and, thinking he was the big stuff, and he ended up paying the price. All right, man, lost his zero. I really don't know what to say about the kid, but my goodness, that knockdown and everything's, well, it wasn't really a knockdown. Like, he caught his balance, but, it was so obvious that if those ropes didn't catch him and hold him up, he would have, he would have touched the canvas, okay? And that's how the ref seen it. So that's why the ref had, ruled it a knockdown and everything. So, they got the fight on YouTube already. I think it's on premieres. They got the full fight and all. My goodness, man. You know, it was so much boxing going on. You know, I wanted to do a video on the guy on Friday Night Boxing on the Teofimo Lopez co-main event where the Russian fighter, oh man, like we all seen what happened to him. All right. I mean, dude, excuse me, the guy couldn't even walk out of the ring. I mean, they got him out, but he couldn't stand up. He was limp, and we all seen this. I mean, they showed us him getting put on a gurney and violently vomiting and everything. So my goodness, I just hope the guy's okay. Like I believe this is the second time this year that we witnessed something like this. First, it was with Adonis Stevenson, and now it was with this young man. I think it's a dad of his. What was his name? You know, I wish him and his family the best. I hope he pulls through. They say he might. Well, they say he does have a little brain damage, but they don't know what it is yet. And I'm looking up to keep up with that story. Hopefully he's all right. Even his opponent, Matthias, he wished him well and everything. He said he's a great fighter and he's a true warrior. Yeah, man, that was crazy. I wanted to do a video on that as well. So, yeah, with Omar Figueroa, he has to go back to the drawing board. And yeah, he can campaign at 147, but he's going to have to up his game now. Okay, he's going to have to leave that wild style, brawler style alone. I mean, I understand that it carried him, throughout his career, but he looked so one dimensional. I mean, he 28 fights with 19 knockouts, one draw, now with one loss. 28 wins, 19 knockouts, one draw, one loss now. So yeah, this gonna make him go back to the drawing board. He should have went back to the drawing board when he had that one draw. But I guess he thought he was really that special that it was like, hey man, although that was early in his career, that was back in 2010 and everything's at the State Farm Arena. He got that draw. But yeah, definitely now, I know definitely he's going to, stick with the trainers and everything. But I wonder what made him not want to get a trainer. And that's weird, What made him not want to work with any trainers? They say he trained himself in this fight. I don't know, man. That's kind of suspicious. Maybe that was part of the script. Okay, maybe they really wanted Ugas to take on the winner of this fight of Porter and Spence, which I think Porter would be Spence's most toughest challenge yet. Okay, and who knows, man? Who knows? I mean, I don't know how Spence going to train for Porter, but I do know how Porter going to train for Spence. It ain't like Spence ain't nothing that boxing haven't seen before, but Porter is that type of fighter that boxing haven't seen before. But anyways, man, I might go for Spence in that fight. It's going to be a pretty good one. It's a pretty good matchup. I hope it be good on paper. I mean, it looks good on paper, but I hope it be good in the actual bout. So, yeah, man. Anyways, that's my take on this. And this is CMD Boxing Reports, and I'll catch you on the next one.